Welcome back once again, Sports Talker Nation. I am your host, the G-Man. Today we're going to continue our position-by-position breakdown of the NFL Draft. Today we're going to talk about offensive guards. Yeah, they are not a sexy pick, and they are not highly valued, so they won't go very early in the draft, but they can become super important. The good news for you that think I'm a little long-winded, and that's many of you, this is going to be a more short discussion because there's really only 5 to 6 guys that I think are worth considering. I don't think it's a bad class. I just think it's a short class. So without further ado, let's get into who we think that can help somebody along the offensive line immediately. Start with Cody Whitehair from Kansas State. I think he is far and away the cream of the crop. I don't even think it's close. I think he's actually almost a first-round talent. He's quick, strong. He could actually play tackle if he had to. Probably right tackle is better because he doesn't have the arm length and the bulk to play left tackle. But if he stays inside, he becomes a Pro Bowler. It's that simple. I think he's like Notre Dame's Zach Martin, who went to the Cowboys and made an immediate difference. I think Cody Whitehair is an absolute stud. If someone winds up with him in the second round, he'll be an absolute steal. Vidal Alexander from LSU is next. He's your classic old-school run-blocking guard, and that's because LSU is one of the very few teams that still plays a classic old-school run game. He is a big monster who knocks people on their ass, but he is also quick enough to pull and get out in front of you. Can you imagine being a 175-pound cornerback and seeing this monster coming at you? He's a beast. He's going to struggle a little bit in the pass game, but I think he's smart enough and he's athletic enough that he'll make a difference as long as he stays inside. He's not going to be a tackle. He reminds me of a Kaleki Osemele from Baltimore, so I think Vidal Alexander has a bright future. Landon Turner, North Carolina, is my third offensive guard. He is better in pass protection than run blocking, and I think he needs to get much stronger. I think if you look at the guy, he certainly has the frame to put on that strength. He does have great quickness. He can pull. He has good feet. Played in a diverse offense in North Carolina where the guard was actually pretty important. But I do think he needs to put on bulk pretty quickly. He reminds me of like a David DeCastro. Josh Garnett from Stanford is your next offensive guard, and I'll tell you, again, I seem to say the same things about all these offensive guards, but he's your classic overachiever. He's not going to put you on your ass. He'll get in front of you. He will, spit in your ear, tell you a story, do whatever he has to make the block, but he's not going to knock you on your ass too often. He won't dominate, but he can become a key cog. I don't know that he's a starter. He's certainly not a starter right away. He becomes a rotation piece, and I think that can help you, like a John Greco in the NFL. Last is a guy that other people are really, really high on. I'm not so high on. Spencer Drongo from Baylor. I don't know how often you get to call who's 320 pounds lanky, but he does strike me as lanky. He's tall, lean. He doesn't play with great leverage. I mean, they played a weird offense, so it's kind of hard to gauge inside runs. But because there was never one-on-one blocks that he was really responsible for. They created deception more than just punching you in the face. But he definitely needs that bulk and strength. He has great reach because he's tall. He has pretty good feet. But if he can put on strength, I think he has a chance to be a starter. Just I wouldn't draft him as highly as everybody else thinks. I would compare him to like a Kyle Long in the NFL. So as I mentioned, real short discussion today. There's really not any other guys I would even say to put in my next big five because I think that's it. I think if you're going to get a guard, you can probably get one in that third or fourth round and get value. And I think they can make a difference on the inside of your line. They can sometimes step in more quickly than tackles because there's less technique, less to learn. It's see the man, hit the man. So for your 2016 position-by-position draft preview, that's your offensive guard discussion with me, the G-Man. I'm your host, and I am out.